brick and rivet and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime?
Hello, I'm Vontrez, and we're doing Chapter 10 of The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, a SOAPStone. First up is we have subject. So the subject of this chapter has to do with Tom and his mom. That's how it starts off. The main idea of the chapter is that they're preparing to move to California in search of amazing things like grapes and oranges. As the story continues on, the first critical part of the chapter is when Tom Joad and his mom are talking about moving and how this is a great opportunity for them to start a new life. This theme continues on, this feeling of hope throughout the chapter, and Tom and the others, they want to know if Casey can come along to California with them. And they give Casey their blessing, and Casey is delighted to come to California. That's the subject so far. They also meet other family members in the chapter that we haven't seen before. We get to see more of Al and how he relates to the chapter. We also get to see more of Uncle John, Connie, and Rose. And the subject at the end of the chapter is how Pa decides that he doesn't want to go with them to California because he wants to be like Muley. How Muley is living out, searching for land, living off of the land. Pa wants to be like him in the Caucasian part of the SOAPStone for Chapter 10.
Okay, so what was happening is that this time was during the Great Depression. And during the Great Depression, everyone was poor because the stock market crashed. And because the stock market crashed, everyone was losing money. Banks were closing, and also farmers were losing their land, especially Tom Joad's father and family. In this chapter, they're talking about having to move since of the Great Depression, and the banks are kicking them off the farm. Okay, next up is what?
Next up is audience.
Okay, next up we have his audience.
So, John Steinbeck wrote this book to portray the harshness that was happening during the Great Depression. He alternates chapters between a general perspective of the Great Depression and a specific view of Tom Joad and his family. And he explains how liquor was now legal during this time, so it led to Tom Joad getting into a fight with a man and killing him. And now this was commonplace, that people were now going to prison. And the book itself, the audience, is the people during the Great Depression, because John Steinbeck wanted to explain how this was affecting everyone, and this was a serious issue that needed to be dealt with. And at the time, Herbert Hoover wasn't really dealing with it, because he was a Republican president who didn't actually really care for government getting involved with these types of policies. So essentially the audience is the people during this time, because this book was written during the time of the Great Depression.
What is the purpose of this chapter? Is to outline the livelihood of people during the Great Depression. Since people have to move away from the Great Depression, farmers, because of the Agricultural Act, and in this time farmers didn't have a lot of money, so they come off the land in order to preserve the money. And also, this shows the struggle.
SOAPStone is speaker. The speaker of this chapter is from a third-person point of view, where the narrator describes the struggles that his family is going through. The third-person point of view will perspective on the different feelings that these characters are going through. It is third-person view, meaning that Tom Joad is in. When Tom Joad is talking, it will go into perspective on what how Joe is feeling and how he feels happening. And the subject is important. I mean, the speaker is very significant because it shows he gets into the insight of how everyone is being affected by depression, the whole Joe family. And that's what makes the speaker so significant. So I guess you could assume that the speaker is Steinbeck, but for sake, we'll say the speaker is just. So to finally top things off, we're doing tone, which makes the soapstone not a soap, but a soapstone. So in chapter 10 of this novel, we can see that the tone at first is of a delighted, hopeful tone, as they are about to go to California, take this long trek journey to reach this what seems to be sacred land where there are oranges and grapes. There's no dust bowl and everything seems great because they haven't been there yet.
But near the end of the chapter, what turns to hopefulness is becoming into uneasiness as Ma suddenly looks back once they're driving away from the farm. And this sort of indicates that there's no clear idea what's going to happen in the future. So there's this uneasiness and uncertainty.
Grandpa, in this chapter, he decides that, as the book says, I just ain't a-going. So he doesn't go with the family. And instead, he decides to take a life similar to Muley, where he wants to live off the land, doesn't want to abandon his home, although the other Jodes are looking for a more prosperous life in California. So there's a stark contrast where the chapter at first seems to be feeling delightful and happy, but as we progress, we ultimately see that the chapter gets a more depressing tone, fitting for the Great Depression, where Grandpa says he isn't going, and Ma is where we're looking back at the land as the lower blocks her view. So it's a juxtaposition between hope and despair.
On our way home.
Hey guys, I'm the editor.
This is our filmer.
Yeah, no, I'm the editor.
I'm the editor.
No, I'm the editor.
Whatever you say.
I thought I was the editor. I'm the editor. What?
Calm down, bro. I'm the filmer, editor, and the person talking throughout the whole. Yeah. I talked throughout the whole thing, bro.
Of course.
Voiceover. You understand? I did a voiceover of everything. Now.
The next part of the thing.
Yeah, alright. Let's do that again.